Hey, True Believers, England Teen here, and tonight on We've Got Issues, we're going to talk about something I kind of said before in a different way. But I was looking through some pictures, I was reading some articles, and I saw something on Civil War. And what it was just how Captain America failed, right? And it occurred to me, one of the things, and I hate it when we all go, oh, this is the reason comics are dying, like it's one thing. No. This is one of the things I think that is really kind of messed up modern day comics. And that is, they said, even though Captain America was fighting for what was right. And I was like, wait a second, the whole point of Civil War, at least in the beginning, was that both sides were right. You know, you don't want, if Power Pack, let's take Power Pack for example, there's a whole bunch of kids with the power to bring down buildings, and as we saw with 9/11, bringing down a building could cause a lot of damage and death. So there's really, it's supposed to be a no right answer. I think the ending of the later days really kind of screwed up. Oh my gosh, the YouTube has me out of focus, by the way.
Yeah, I noticed you're kind of lagging and freezing above, but I can still hear you. You're not yeah. It just looks like you're back in like 1994 internet.
There you go. Let's see if this works. Turning off the
it's a little better, but you're still kind of blurry. But that's good because you're like this in those Liberty commercials, you know.
Liberty is not like sponsoring this channel. Yeah, go figure. YouTube's fucking me over one more way. So anyway, it occurred to me that was one of the reasons why superheroes are dying, is that they are not fighting, by the way, crime anymore. It's not this guy goes out and steals and therefore he has to go to jail, which was what it was basically. Good versus evil. Okay, fine. Now it's this guy goes out and steals, and Spider-Man goes, yeah, but he's stealing for the right reasons, isn't he? No, there's no right reasons, and that's the whole point of what was what comic books were in the past. And I think that's one of the reasons why they're more entertaining, more fun. You could say they're more simple, but
yeah, and I know what you're talking about because I've also seen this in TV shows as well. Flash is current CW Flash. He's constantly like, you know, he's the paragon of like love. I'm like, what is this? Like he wrote, and almost every other episode he's revealing himself to the bad guy. Hi, I'm Barry Allen. It's like, you know, you can do better than this. You don't have to be a villain. I just saw in Doom Patrol season 2 where Cyborg, the guy was on his third thing or arrest thing. He's got priors, and his girl he's dating from like the whatever self-help class or AA or whatever. She's like, well, what if this time changes him, you know, and he doesn't do it again? And Cyborg's like, he's done it 3 times now. What do you think he's not going to stop, you know? Well, and the fact that they're doing this,
he did that for a girl who was
he did that. Yeah, he did for a booty call.
So he was horny for it, so he let.
But they're doing that without that though. Where they're doing that without even where the character doesn't get a booty call. He just does it and gets nothing. They're trying to because the whole thing is they want you like, well, we got to feel sorry for the person, but they don't want you to use the system. They say the system's broken, so you can't. So I'm sorry if you go out and commit murder multiple times. Oh, slap on the wrist, you're good. Like this time will be different. He won't go out there. Holy crap, he killed again.
That's actually something that happens a lot in superhero, especially modern day comics. I saw one of the things that I've really disliked was the whole friendship between Captain Marvel and Tony Stark. I hate going, oh, but he killed him and he's walking around. I hate saying that kind of stuff. No, you didn't. You did something to him that made him in a coma or something. But point being is there should be no friendship. It should be just stay the freaking hell away from. You've been watching Walking Dead recently, right?
I watched it. I watched the whole thing. Yeah, the last. I actually don't spoil because I watched episode 7, which is for next week.
Yeah. So
but I know what you're talking about. The whole Negan and
Negan and Maggie are now having to work together, And Negan says, look, if I help you out, we're cool. There's, you know, because he baseball batted her husband. And there is an understanding. They're not friends. They're not like, hey, they understand that they need each other to help each other, but they still think each other are crap. And that would be a much more realistic relationship, a friendship between two people who had this kind of interaction. It just doesn't seem.
I would have loved that.
Yeah.
I don't think now, but we've ever seen that trope though between two girls, like the ex-girlfriend and the current girlfriend. That's the trope we would see where they work together, forced to work together, but they hate each other. You never really see that, like
an ex-wife and and the new wife and that kind of stuff.
You don't really see that with a guy and a girl unless like the girl is like she's better than him.
Yeah, well, that's actually something that we have never seen. Really, is a working relationship. Look, you could have Avengers going, oh, I'll work with you. I think you're a great member of the team. You're very skillful, but you're a scumbag. You're a douche. I don't want to have anything to do with you.
Black Widow joined the team, and then she left like 3 issues later. Was that because of a disagreement she had with the team? Was that a thing? But I remember reading about that. Back in like 100.
Back in the day, I don't remember that at all.
She joined.
That is the reason we need Eric Breen here. But Eric Breen's found the fossils now. He's found an older crowd. He's left the young bucks.
It's Monday. Isn't Monday Night Football on?
No, I'm just messing around with him. That's probably what's going on.
We'll get Grotto in here and we'll replace him.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Hey, Grotto, jump on. We need a new old guy, I guess. He's only 7 years older than me. I shouldn't be talking about him like this. Right? He's awesome. He's awesome. By the way, speaking of, I wanted to show this off to him. If he's listening in and watching, I got.
Oh, we can see it.
Is it?
It's so freaking blurry. Graphic Plan, don't blame me.
But yeah, I got this forbidden. It's Forbidden Comics, comic books from the seduction of the innocent, and I'm very. It just came in, so I haven't really. I skimmed through it. I haven't really read it, but I'm very happy to say that there's text in there explaining why and explaining what, as far as these comics that got banned during the seduction of the innocent trial. So, good stuff. I was actually thinking about it. I'm going to put this up as a prize as well for the Jeopardy. So if you want to play, if you want to win the book.
Yeah, can we get Gratu, Graphic Man, Eric Breen in a Jeopardy?
That would be awesome. That would be awesome, man. Seriously. I think
just talk about Golden Age and Silver Age books.
And I would be able to actually do a Jeopardy board. I would be able to challenge them, man. That'd be awesome. But I'm looking forward to reading this. It turns out it does have a lot of comics in it. So it's not a book about comics. It's a book with comics, but it does have information as well. I don't know why I'm just big into these books about comic books. And there are some I could highly recommend. Some of them, did you know Slugfest is now the hardcover's out of print? So I see the price rising on it.
Oh, that's everything. Yeah. Sadly, though, for those who are coming new into comic books, stuff that's out of print now is like what was probably $30 is now like $60.
That does happen. Yeah,
and it's like, and then if you find one, it's like, oh, this one's got this corner is like bent or so. It's like you're never gonna find a mint. You're gonna find a used copy, and the used copy is gonna be like insanely high priced.
And Nerdy says he's reading The World Without Superman trade, part of the Doomsday Saga.
But isn't that current right now with when Bendis was on? That was The World Without Superman.
Oh, is it? Oh, I don't know. That's right. I get it. But so I thought I wanted to talk about what I brought up a little bit. I wanted to talk about the fact that this is just one more thing. This is just one more thing that they see, and it goes along with what I said before with they're putting their voices into the character rather than finding the voices of the character. And that's one of the big problems. They're, instead of saying the morality here is that the shop owner owns the things that the guys go into and steals, but now the writing is well, but is it moral for the superhero to beat up the crook? No, because it's against the law. Stop thinking of it. If you think too much about it, every superhero is a criminal that isn't attached to the government or in some way, shape, or form.
And now you're getting a critical race theory being put in the comic books now too, which is really bad because it's like Spider-Man can't arrest a guy, criminal because he might be black, and he has to like, well, you see that in Supergirl shows. You see that all they're doing because they're like they bring race, and it's like, whoa.
That's where all of it falls apart because your morality or your moral center isn't my moral center.
Yeah,
you know, and we agree on a lot of stuff. So when it comes to these people who are writing the comics, and we know they're horrible people, they're racist, they're sexist, they're homophobic in many ways, and they're all of that. They're racist, sexist, homophobic in the name of inclusion. That is amazing to me that can even be possible.
I hate the fact that you'll get if you do a comic book account, you have somebody like a black a man or Mexican or that stuff, committing a crime. If you drew that and wrote that, you're considered racist, but because those people don't recognize what's going over in Chicago and some of these other states, where that actually is a reality. And I'm not saying it doesn't have to be a black person. It's everybody commits crime. White, look at Florida Man.
What ends up happening is what I would call the real definition of reverse racism. They played it up in a movie called The Animal with Snyder, Rob Snyder.
Rob Snyder, I love that.
Yeah, there was a black guy who goes, I can do anything I want. Nobody will call me out on it. And he keeps like committing little crimes and breaking things, and people are like, oh, he's black. Okay, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Go right on it. That is so timely right now. So what you end up having is that you have these modern day writer and artists who are so afraid to write a non-white character with any kind of depth that their assumption is that the black people, at least who populate their worlds, are paper freaking thin.
And if you do get a character like that, he blames it on the system.
Of course.
Why he turned to crime instead of going out and getting a job at a 7-Eleven. Well, they wouldn't hire me because I'm black. You live in a black neighborhood.
The system made me rob that guy of his shoes. Yeah, it's ridiculous because once again, you want fully developed characters, and you want a full range of characters. So yes, you have to be able to show up. But ultimately, what's going on with the fake morality? The whole bit about Captain America was doing right. No, he wasn't. No, if you are going to go into the police force, you should have some sort of training. And I'm sorry, as much as I do love past comics where someone would go, oh my gosh, I have an origin, I better put on a costume and go fight crime. If you are going to argue that particular point, then the people who go, oh, well, I'm going to put on a costume and just go fight crime are in the wrong because they become vigilantes. If you bring real world politics into it, superheroes in the end are criminals. So it's one of the reasons why I don't like the actually, one of the reasons why I don't like real world politics becoming a thing in modern comics. Yeah, of course, touch upon it here and there. Use avatars. Use the fake president to kind of tell a story that's kind of attached to what's going on, but you don't call it what it is, or you end up having the crap that happened in Static. Going ahead, I just
want to say, and if they want to include racial profiling from cops, then have it where there's a black cop racial profiling a white guy. Have it both ways, Have the the Asian cop doing it to the black guy. Have the black guy doing it to the Asian guy. Don't just single it out because it just seems so preachy, so political. Because
at this point, I would say don't do it at all.
Or don't do it at all and just focus on superheroes. I don't care what skin color he is. Like it doesn't. Like the Prowler. Prowler is I love the way Stan Lee wrote him. In Spider-Man, awesome character. He didn't blame, everything. And, he took responsibility. He learned from Spider-Man, and just, he's like, was just kind of disgruntled. He wanted to do stuff, he was angry. But then he actually stopped, listened, and learned, because he wanted to make a name for himself. A lot of these guys would, put on the costumes. They're like, oh, we're going to take out Spider-Man, I'll make my name for myself. It's, like I said, I'm just sick of where it has to be. You have to put into like this as far as politics. You can do a story without real world current events. It's possible, you know.
Yeah, it is. But
nobody
I would like
wants
to. I think right now, for a little bit, the thing that would save comics this, and well, at least the things that would save the perception of comics, let's say, is to not put in modern day politics into the comics for at least 2 or 3 years. Just back it off. You got to back off a little bit, because anything right now, people on our side of the social justice warrior agenda, people who do not agree with it, we're feeling very squirrely. I said before, you can't get punched in the face. You can only get punched in the face so many times before you're flinching when someone reaches for the salt. And that's what's going on. We see it, we feel it, even if it's the tiniest bit. You know, I'm going to be doing after we get off here, I'm going to be doing a review of the new Aquaman, the Aqua Boy title that came out. And hold on, I'm in the middle of something. Hold on, I'm on a roll.
I agree with you. Yeah, it's
okay.
a good book.
No, it isn't. And the thing is I'm reading it, and it's actually not horrible. I will say this. But one thing happened in there, and it messed the whole book up for me. And it's something that's going on that that we could kind of transition right on into is the next topic here. But he says, soon you will be prepared to be the Aquaman. I'm sorry, pardon me? No, that's Arthur Curry. And that's another thing that's really bothering, is that I saw that. And it's just a point of contention with me. And it's a small thing. You were able to read right through the book and not even get, I read that, and it's like it stopped it freaking dead. Captain America, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter about Steve Rogers. It doesn't matter about, I could do this all day. His will, his determination, his patriotism, he's a small man in a big body in one way, but but for the time he was the huge spirit in the small body. And that was the most important part. And then they say, no. Anybody who puts on the costume could be Captain America. Give a person claws and a healing factor, and they're Wolverine, because that's the most important freaking part of the character. And that's something we've been seeing over and over and over again as well. We've been seeing that the person in the inside of the costume doesn't matter. It's the costume itself. And you know, I already hate the fact that they gave Falcon the Captain America outfit, because Falcon should be his own character and bolster that identity, bolster that image. And the fact that they're saying that a black guy taking his white partner's name is a promotion is even more offensive. I'm sorry, I interrupted you there. Go ahead.
I was going to say, on that subject, I'm kind of torn, because look at Wally West took over as a Flash back in the early 80s, 87. You know, took over for that after Barry died, but they ruined that by having Barry come back. But now they're making Wally the Flash again because Barry's going off world. Like, they can't decide if they want Barry alive or Barry gone, or no. It's Batman Beyond. When Bruce Wayne's too old to be Batman, he knows that Gotham's still going to need a Batman, so he actually recruits somebody and actually makes him the new Batman. I have a problem with legacy characters, but I want some of these characters to say, like, you know what? I don't want to take your name. I want to keep my own name. Because there needs to be that too. It can't just be everything. You know, Aquaman, I'll admit, I read past it and didn't really bother me, because I'm not really a big fan of Aquaman. You're more passionate about the character. You have more of a connection to it. Yep. I'd be more offended. But as far as Thor, that's his name. Thor is his name.
Talking,
Arthur Curry. Back. Yeah, I'll just say Arthur Curry is Aquaman's name. You know, Aquaman is the title he took on. I mean, it's really much better. You can actually see it now. My eyes. I've always looked at it as Arthur Curry, the whole Aquaman title, like that. Yeah, if he wants to have Aqualad come over and become Aquaman, I mean, that's cool, but the way they're doing it should be done better. Maybe if he decides to retire, he doesn't want it because right now he's not. They didn't make a. And I'll just real quickly. I was going to say,
yeah.
Bats in our Twitter thread about earlier this week and mentioned like the fact that Arthur is not even king, neither is and Mara's not queen of Atlantis is dumb. Now, if they decide they don't want if something were to happen to him, he needs someone to step in for the role. If he died, that's one thing, but not say like I'm gonna step down and walk away, because I don't want to be this anymore. I'm just gonna quit. That would be kind of weird for me.
There's
because Mara's not like it's not like he's the hero and Mara just sits with the kid and doesn't do anything. She's not a hero herself. She fights too.
There's a little more to the Flash than even what Breen was saying. Yes, Flash died. Not only did he die, but he died. He died in a very
tragic way.
That tragic isn't the word, but it went along with a story. It was very natural to go along with Crisis. It was a good heroic sacrifice, as you say. But even before that, his story was told. If you do read the last issues of the Barry Allen run, his story was done. They came up with a really good ending for the Flash, where had he rode off into the sunset even, it would have been fine. Maybe bring him back sometime other without kill him, and it would work. It's same with Jay Garrick. That you don't need to see Jay Garrick all the time. You understand that right now he and the other JSA members are retired. He's with his wife. He's very happy. He doesn't need to rush out to be a hero unless the crap has really hit the fan to where you need the geriatric set. His story's been told. It's fine. I'd love to go back and revisit the Avengers or the Adventures if they want to tell a JSA. I think a modern JSA story wouldn't be as good as if they went back and told a JSA story from the World War II era or something. I think that would be better.
We're going to look at some of these comments, especially Eric Breen. He says, no one ever said Wally was the Flash. He was carrying the legacy of a dead hero. Arthur Curry's still alive. Yeah, and I did. And that's a big thing. And I said that Wally right now is the Flash again because they decided to make Barry go off. So I don't know what's going on as that. If that now, and to be fair, Calder right now is not Aquaman. In the book, he's not Aquaman. He's just being trained by, and in case something happens, like the scene that happens is like he's running a program that's created by a Batman. That's if where Darkseid defeats everybody, and Calder is the last person left. He's just preparing him just to try, not to say that Calder is going to be better than all the JSA, Justice League members. He's just trying to the craziest scenarios that could happen if he got stuck by himself. And Calder doesn't really want to be, as far as I get the impression, he didn't really care.
So I do have to agree with Graphic Man also. See, the Phantom was a character who the Phantom died, his son took over. The Phantom died, his son took over. But that was in the narrative originally. Now it's exactly, we need another Wolverine character because we can't have him in every book.
That is true.
Yeah, and unfortunately, what ends up happening is they break these characters down to the least that they could ever be, the most base level. Claws and a healing factor in your Wolverine, even though you're not. And I'm sorry, the little girl, what's her name, X-23 or whatever you want to call her.
X-23, Laura.
X-23 is fine. Own the name. Have her calling herself that as a way of owning her designation as her identity. And that's your point of empowerment if you want that point. But have her own identity, because by taking up another one, you're lessening her by saying she has to ride the character of Wolverine's coattails in order to become. And you're lessening Wolverine, saying that anybody with claws and a healing factor can be that particular character.
I'll say this on the whole Laura Kinney thing. She did it to honor her dad, or I guess the Gene dad, and then he came back to life. So she should have just went away from like, I'm no longer Wolverine. I'm giving it back to you. I didn't my memory, but you're alive. Because we've seen this in other things before too. But and also the case of Thor. Thor's is actually his name. It's not a title. It's his name.
And by the way, hello.
Where Aquaman's a title.
That's identity politics. Yeah, identity politics are destroying everything they touch. And I noticed that my camera, for some reason, went blurry again, and I have no idea why it's doing it.
You probably have to unplug it and plug it back in. That's when I get that.
I think what's going to end up happening is I'm going to take this off the channel, and I'll make a video of it while we talk. I'll make a video because I do like the discussion. So it'll pop up again as a video, probably a little bit more edited as well to make us sound smarter. I don't know. Anyway, there you go. Let's see. Maranya saying, if I recall correctly, with Phantom, one of the takeovers from the father were the twin children, daughter and son, but it worked. That actually sounds pretty interesting. And Graphic Man says, yep, there was a girl, but I was speaking generally over 500-year period. Yeah. But it's one of the better characters, I think. I like the Phantom. Green Hornet is my favorite of the pulp era. So, but he was more radio, I think. I think he was. Anyway, you guys would know better than I do. You were there. Oh, true fact.
So is it? So as far as like, when is it okay for someone to take up the mantle of their fathers? Like, you know,
when it's done naturally, when it's done narratively, I think.
Are there any examples other than Wally West?
But even more so, of
Phantom.
One of my favorite ways was Nightwing taking over the role of the Batman, saying, "This is temporary. I don't want it. This is temporary." And while he was Batman, finding it harder to fight because Batman's got the weighted cape, and Dick is an acrobat, so he liked the lighter clothing that he can flip around in. And I kind of like that because all throughout his tenure, he was like, no, this is temporary. This is temporary. I don't want it. I don't want it. I thought that was fine.
I like his interaction, though, with Corey and the rest of the Titans because he's now Batman. He's like,
yeah. I'll tell you something that I think is no. I'll tell you something that I think is fine if it was done better. Because the first one was bad, the second one was good. Ms. Marvel taking the role of Ms. Marvel, and by that I mean Kamala Khan. If Ms. Marvel was like, well, I'm going to be doing this, blah, 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 or binary, or whatever, that would be fine. I don't think the original was good because the whole point of it wasn't narrative. It was that they wanted to put Carol Danvers front and center in the Marvel U. She was enjoying some popularity in the 2000s.
Yep.
And so they changed it to Captain Marvel. And they did it for identity politics. They did it for that, but they already had a black female Captain Marvel.
They had like 4 or 5 Captain Marvels now?
Yeah, it's of course Marvel, then Monica Rambeau, then the boy, his son. Yeah. Phyla something or other. And
Phyla, And then Phyla became, was she Quasar? Then became Captain Marvel?
Something like that. And then it was like, and then Carol Danvers.
Yeah.
So there's been a few, for Natural Burns Generations 1 and 2. That's a good story, by the way. That is really good. But ultimately, you can have good legacy characters. In all honesty, I like that they did it with Wildcat. Wildcat got taken out, and the girl goes, "Oh well, okay." Yolanda, what's her name? She comes in and does it. I thought that was fine. That was fine.
I just want to clear up in case some people think that we're against legacy characters ever taking up the name. I just want to clear up in case someone comes in and says we're ripping on people taking the name, that we're not against if it's done naturally.
But it's got to be done for a narrative reason, and that's why we had a problem with Lady Jane. With Riri Williams was definitely a problem.
Yes, yeah.
Faux Hulk was a problem because it was done. Nowadays, you'll see it. You see it in movies. You see it where they're like, we're going to do a black version of this. We're going to do a female version of that. We're going to do a non-white version of a white character. Okay, why? Now, like that kid comes on, the Contrarian, who I apologize for wasting your time. Guys, because I don't think he came for a proper debate. The more I've listened to it again, and I don't think he came to debate. I think he came to just be a contrarian. I do agree on that.
It's okay. It worked out better for you.
Yeah. But the thing is you have to have a narrative reason. If you're announcing we're gender swapping or race swapping or doing something like that, then you're only doing it to do that. You're doing it for outside of the story reasons. If his uncle dies in Crisis on Infinite Earths and Kid Flash has been Kid Flash for the last 20-something years.
It's been set up. Yeah, it's time for him to step up.
Or even narratively, he was Kid Flash for 8 or 10 years. Then yeah, he could take it, and it's fine. But if you just go, you know what, this is trending now, and that's one of the bigger problems. But that goes right along with we've got our morality, and ours is right.
Do you want to drop the link for anybody who wants to jump on, maybe Graphic Manner?
Sure. I'm about wrapping up.
Oh, are you? Oh, okay, I know.
If they want to jump on and they've got a take on this, by all means, come on in. And if you're listening in and you think I'm full of crap and you want to argue the point, come on in as well.
If you think the X-22 is the best Wolverine ever, let me know.
You're wrong. I mean, there's no debate on that.
I do like the boot claws. Well, honestly, that I do like the boot claws.
Yeah, but the whole thing is the video's not going well on this, so I kind of wanted to drop and do something a little with it, because it's just, I don't know why today of all days it's just being blurry for us. Because
today's Monday and you've got issues.
I know, right?
Hey, you're a little better now. Just don't move. Just
stay still. That ain't happening. I'm an old man.
It's trying to focus on you.
Breen isn't the only one with back issues, is all I'm saying. So I can't sit still that long. It just doesn't happen.
I did notice the auction, your camera does when you move it, it likes to focus in and focus out, focus in every time you move.
Part of the reason why they made Danvers Captain Marvel is because Marvel is jealous of that name copyright wise. Shocker, not yeah. Except for Jean Grey Phoenix, I believe that Iron Man gives her a run for the money in terms of deaths revivals. Well, Jean Grey only has the one story. That's part of that's part of her the sadness of it, by the way. Oh, I found that comic I was telling you guys about. It's they've been doing these new Marvel Tales. I pick them up occasionally, and this one's Thanos Quest. They had Jimmy won the Maestro Future Imperfect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it's got the 2 issues of Thanos Quest in here. So
cool.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. I'll put that up for the next game.
Marty's saying, except for Jean Grey Phoenix, I believe that Iron Man gives her a run for the money in terms of death revivals, at least 3 of them.
Yeah. But what you gonna do? It's Jean Grey. So anyway, gang, thanks for hanging. I'm gonna say thanks for hanging out with us. This video is crap. I don't know what's going on. Well, no, it's not bad, but I'm still blurry on there. I know I'm
turning it off and turn back on again.
I did, and I don't want to keep doing that every 5 minutes. Thank you very much. We'll jump on again tomorrow. I'm going to try to do a top 10 list. Gail and I have plans to not do anything tomorrow. Just stay home and clean up the house. She goes, I would like this room cleaned. She says, looking at my area, which looks like a tornado hit.
I get those hospital curtains pulled around.
Yeah, well, she does. She wants to get like a soundproof curtain thing and I've got soundproof curtain over the door.
She puts a burden next to you in there.
It doesn't work but she goes, yeah, we need to clean this area. Yeah, starting from here all the way over. Basically, the part that you hang out at. Because look, I am very bad about I'll throw something up and then later I'll come in with a garbage bag. But I'm also bad about going I've got paper just I'll write, God dang it, boom. I need to get myself a garbage can.
Were you in one of those editors' offices?
Yeah, very much.
Write a story. It's just garbage. Rip it out. Throw it out.
Like when I'm changing out bag and backing boards for the auction, I'll throw them right here in the corner so I could go back with a garbage bag later. But then after I'm done, I'm like, oh, I'm so tired. I just want to stretch out. I think I'll.
Graphic Man, he said he had the blurry cam blues the other day, and he'll hold up a backup board to it and let it refocus.
Okay. Let's see if that works.
He's just doing that to make you look like a fool.
Yeah, but it's not StreamYard, guys. On StreamYard, I'm looking as handsome as ever.
Except for me. I look perfect on mine. You look like you're on YouTube.
Yeah. See, this is us on StreamYard. As you can see, I am a good-looking and clear man. I don't know if y'all could see that because on YouTube, everything is gosh darn blurry and everything.
You look better now, full screen.
Yeah, because I'm sharing the screen for what you call it, the StreamYard.
Or now you're not sharing anything. You look fine now. You're clear now. I can actually see you.
Because this is what's on StreamYard. See, there we go. So that's how I got it done. I literally have to share StreamYard there in order to make the picture clear, which puts us on a natural lag. It's ridiculous. Oh my goodness.
You shared it and you closed the sharing thing and then you just went to full screen for yourself. That's all I saw. But they cleared it up though.
Okay, well that's the plan. Yeah.
Clear eyes. Yeah.
Clear eyes for the straight guy. English Channel, I don't know if you got a chance to read the recent Daredevil series where Elektra took on the mantle of Daredevil. What's my thought? Okay, I love Daredevil. I'm one of the biggest fans. I'm always touting it. It's a great book. It's a great story. I don't like the fact that she's wearing his clothes. She's Elektra. That she wouldn't do it. This town needs a Daredevil. No, it doesn't. It needs a badass Elektra, and she would do that. I think it's out of character for her to dress like Daredevil.
But I understand why she's doing what she's doing. Is just that's to prove that that she can be better.
If anybody refers to her as Daredevil, it's bullcrap.
Yeah.
I like it. I like the fact that they are having people like Bullseye going, Elektra, why are you wearing Daredevil's clothes? Because that's what she's doing. The moment I hear somebody go, but she's really Daredevil, that's when I'm like, you Marvel, I'm out. It's just like with the Aquaman book. With the Aquaman book, you're the Aquaman. No, there is the Aquaman.
That suit.
Yeah.
That suit wasn't great until it fit a woman.
Right. But then again, I do like what's going on with Daredevil in the prison. I love the prison story. I think it's really good. There's problems there because his whole reasoning for staying there, the writer knows it's weak. Zdarsky knows it's weak. That's because he has at least once or twice an issue, somebody come up to him and say, you know, this is the dumbest decision in the world, right? Why, yes, I do, but I have my reasons. I don't think that's so much somebody talking to Daredevil and Daredevil talking back as much as it is Chip Zdarsky anticipating that question and Chip Zdarsky answering that question in the story.
Yeah.
Overall, I think it's a good book, and I still say check out Daredevil. But it does have its problems, but it's still pretty good. That's my thoughts on the Daredevil.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what's going to happen after issue 37 because they're gonna relaunch it
and retitle it maybe.
Elektra and Daredevil,
or Elektra as Daredevil, or just Elektra. Daredevil. I don't know what it would be.
Just call it Ed. Yeah. Elektra Daredevil. Abbreviated.
It's
ED.
Thank you, Elizabeth. I've been working out.
Yeah, I do like the fact that I'm starting to get a few more books at Marvel where actually, because it's weird. We get horrible books, and then we'll occasionally get like the one or two that pop up that are good. I'm reading the new Moonlight by Jim Mckay.
Moranya is reminding me that I should never call a book I like by its name. Every time I have touted,
he's in prison. What's worse can happen?
Every time I've praised a book, they take the creative team off of it and put on the worst creative team they could possibly think
of.
But
that didn't work on Bendis, so.
No, it doesn't work the other direction. I can't go, Bendis is great, and then they take Bendis. I think I have to mean it. You know, like when you're fighting vampires and you hold up a cross. It won't blow if you don't believe in God, you know, so you got to have faith. You got to believe it. And if I go, Bendis is great, they won't take off because the cross isn't glowing. But if I talk about how awesome Hawkman is, they cancel it. If I talk about how great Dan Abnett's Aquaman is, they give it to Kelly Sue DeConnick. So she's right. I got to be careful.
My top 3 books right now.
That's why, sir, I never did Joshua Williams Flash reviews. I didn't want to fuck it up. I didn't want to fuck it up. So, yeah.
I can say right now, my top 3 books I'm reading Marvel is number 1 I'm loving is Moonlight, Jim Mckay. And then we have Daredevil. And then number 2, it would be number 1, but the fact that the prison thing is really holding it back.
Yeah.
So I bumped it to 2. Thor is coming back in 3. You know.
I would recommend, and oh, by the way, we've had this discussion. I will say this before I continue. I had gotten message after message. Why are you dropping Marvel? You're acting childish, that kind of thing. And it was pointed out that Dan Slott and I have we have a meeting to attend to at some point in time for sure. That being said, the question was put to me. What if Robert Venditti started writing Spider-Man? Would I say, no, it's Marvel, I'm not going to read it? And I was like, you got a great point. So I'm not going to talk about Dan Slott books unless it's a bad comic beatdown. That being said, if a book is good, and so, yeah, Amazing Fantasy, by the way. Check that one out.
Yep.
That was pretty good as well.
Yeah, it's getting easier for me to get. I can almost get a top 5 now from Marvel.
A top 5 Marvel comics?
Only because I'm including Tilly Thompson's Black Widow there. Is decent.
I was actually thinking, is that going on as well? Because Black Widow it's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. Oh, you know what? I've got one. Maybe we do. You said Black Widow, Moon Knight, Daredevil. Yeah. I mentioned Amazing Fantasy. And
Thor.
Black Widow. You like Thor. I don't. So
you did Black Widow twice, I think.
Did I? Okay, we got Black Widow, Amazing Fantasy. You mentioned Thor. Not
you have 3. You have 3. Your thumb and 2 fingers up, so it's getting confusing for me.
Moon Knight,
Thor, Moon Knight, Black Widow, Amazing Fantasy, and Moon Knight.
Daredevil.
So
that's 5.
Yeah.
That's a top 5 right there.
Yeah.
I'm going to add one more, which surprised the heck out of me. I talked about the other day. Doctor Strange. The death of Doctor Strange was entertaining. I was surprised at that. But the guy at the comic shop said, you know, that doctor, I didn't think that Doctor Strange, and he did talk like this, I didn't think that Doctor Strange would sell, but I guess everybody's excited about it. And I was like, really? Yeah, okay, I'll pick it up. What the hell? Because I kind of like the cover.
And so he's back in the blue costume, isn't he?
And I read it. I'll be darned. I liked it.
It's like I said, we get books that come and go. Like DC, I've been reading more because Marvel, I just didn't care for the books. Moon Knight is my first Moon Knight book I've ever read. This is Jim Mckay ones. I want to go back and get the originals.
You didn't. What was his name? Warren Ellis. Didn't he write Jeff Lemire?
Jeff Lemire, I think. Yeah, did a Moon Knight. I never read the character. I never purchased.
I read
the book
that
before.
one. I forgot who wrote it, but he was in his suit, and it was all about basically straightening his head up. It was kind of like they did with Moon Knight, what Venditti did with Hawkman. They said, well, you know, he's got all this crazy in his past. Let's fix it. Let's actually tell a story with it, and it turned out pretty darn good. So, yeah, what you can do. It was all right. It was all right. Dave ASSANOWICZ is saying Frosted Flakes are great. I think you're overselling Frosted Flakes there, dude. They're okay.
They're so great. They're so great. You can do them inside the bag of cereal and the box.
Well, I don't particularly judge a book by the cover, but when it comes to comics, you can actually enjoy a book because of the cover. Then, you know, that's how the whole variant thing comes along, right? I got to tell you, there are some books that I would buy and put in one of those frames just because the cover is awesome. It's like a little poster. So
just have your wall, have all these like shelves here, and just have all your books and on the little things.
Oh, that'd be good. Yeah. Except for I've been doing just the wall thing. It works. I'm fine with that.
That works too, yeah.
Until Gail tells me to stop, which she did. I tried on the on the opposite side of the room. I hammered something in. It was it's actually a pin set, a Disney pin set. And she goes, "I told you nothing on this side of the room. It's my side of the room. It's gonna be why are you doing this?" I'm like, dude, I got like this right behind me. The death of Superman here.
Yeah,
this is green? 2 windows.
Yeah.
I don't have a wall space for the.
My favorite thing is when somebody says, "Well, it's my side of the room," and they don't want anything on the wall. This is spite you.
There's nothing over there. There's
just to spite you.
I know, right? I was thinking she goes to work, maybe I'll put up the Aquaman poster, the Wonder Woman poster. You know, get up the movie posters until she gets her stuff in here.
Just put all the posters on the ceiling.
How long do you think Doctor Strange will be dead for? Well, they kind of brought in Doctor Strange at the end of this, so
long enough for his apprentice to take over the name.
Yeah, Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel's going to be Sorcerer Supreme.
Nice.
I don't know if that's true.
Well, in the Doctor Strange the end, they actually had him dying and magic taking over.
Well, you know, we started this, so why don't we continue it a little bit? If you are not reading, you know what? If you're not reading Chip Zdarsky's Stillwater, you're doing yourself a disservice. This is a story about a town that doesn't age. If they get hurt, they heal. They can't die, and it's pretty much a dictatorship there because they don't want the secrets getting out. Well, there's a problem. There's some kids, and they've never been allowed to leave. Well, one guy comes back to Stillwater. He didn't know he was from there, so he's someone who was able to leave and grow up. And these kids are now using him as a not really reason, but a figure. Like he's a symbol of what can happen if people are allowed to go out and grow up. So they just staged a coup, and it's really a really well told story. I'm very much enjoying this run of Suicide Squad. I'm happy to say. Let me turn off my green screen here while I'm showing off the books. I don't know if you've been reading Suicide Squad or anything.
Not really into Suicide Squad. I read the first issue of the original run. I never really got into any of the other ones.
Well, I gotta say, the best thing that Goyer's Suicide Squad movie gave us is the idea that Suicide Squad needs to be more edgy. It needs to be rated R, because that's kind of the stories we're getting. They go against the crime syndicate. The Amanda Waller discovers the crime syndicate world, so now she has nothing against sending people into their dimension to kidnap them back here so they can bring back Suicide Squad.
They get new. She's like, I get new victims.
There's an entire planet of evil that she can come over. You know, so she no longer has to break that particular moral code. She just sends somebody
until she causes like Ultraman or one of those guys come over and just.
Well, that's the problem, because Ultraman at the end of one, he grabs onto somebody. So, who is Waller? And it's like, I'm into this. I'm into this.
I do like I always look at a Suicide Squad being like, if they just made a Rogues book, just about the Rogues.
Yeah.
And the Flash, came in once in a while.
Okay, so you may like this, but let me ask a question. Dominic, hello, how you doing? Here's a question to you, to Dominic, to everybody in the chat, and that would actually answer whether or not you will like this book. It's called Ma, and the question is, are you a man-hating lesbian? If so, this is the book for you. I myself am not, so I did not like it.
What are the reasons why we're hating men on this book?
Because penis? I don't know. it but here's the thing. I read this, I was like, oh my god, I can't do this is horrible. This is horribly
the next issue.
It is so bad with identity politics. And then I was going, okay, well, I'll do a review of it. The only thing I remember is the politics. I literally do not know. I read the book.
Do you know what's great about the initials? You can turn the book upside down. It's still the same title.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Ma is Ma is Ma.
Well, the Ma is yeah, in all honesty, I was like, I read this last week. Why am I not remembering a damn thing about it? And that's the truth of it. Let's see what else.
They should have called it Wham.
Okay. I hate men hating lesbians because they're such characters. I'm not even straight. Yeah. You know, I have a friend. He's one of those gay guys who knew he was gay like at age 8, right? And that's cool. My figuring is this. You have people like myself. I knew I was straight when I was 6. He knew he was gay when he was 6. And then you got people who maybe their wires don't go A, B, and C. Maybe they take a little detour to get to wherever they need to be. But he always said that he hated the gay pride parade because he felt it was bad representation, because you basically have dildo man running in front of kids. Yeah. Here's another question. Are you someone who hate white people? Because Dark Blood is for you. Why did I not see this coming? I read it and I was like, okay, well, let's find out what this is. And oh my goodness gracious.
Because your white privilege blinded you.
I know, right? My white privilege expecting comic books to be good. I already talked about this one. I hope you like it a lot better.
I read the second issue. The first one, I agree, was bad. Then I read the second one. Okay, it's getting a little bit better. I'm like, because it just felt like, oh, we're gonna make this such an adult comic book, and like, what's her power? She sleeps with people to get them to see things her way. Yeah, I was like, what are you trying to sell here, Dynamite?
Well, my thinking is yeah, you could have done that to me when I was 15.
Because I bought it for the art. The art interior is great. The covers are great.
You wouldn't have had to have gone all the way. What's up, Dominic?
Oh, nothing much. How about yourself?
Oh, not bad. I just figured I'd walk through. I'm going to be doing reviews on all of these books, some full reviews, so I figured I would just talk about them right now.
I'll just say real quickly on the Barbarella series, that is cheesecake with nothing but cheesecake, and there's no story. It really is. There's no story. Through.
That being said, Betty Page has a story. They made her a spy. The modeling career is how they get her around to different countries.
Isn't that funny how it different?
It's a good book too.
Certain writers just don't know how to write a story, and they think the art's going to carry them. I wouldn't be surprised if that Barbarella series goes through 6 issues and it's gone, and you never see it again.
Jim Sorensen saying I could be a lesbian because I don't sleep with men. Same here. Plus, I do enjoy the girls' bike better than the boys' bike, because it never really made sense to me why the one with the balls got the one with the bar.
You don't like the banana seat?
Dude, when you had 10 speeds and when you had bikes, guys had the bar, girls had it. Don't mess with a joke. Trust me, I could let it lie. Everybody could figure it out. But there you go. The sad thing is the reason why girls' bikes didn't have there were 2 reasons. One, they didn't have the bar because they would be in dresses, and that way they could stand between and then start pedaling and just sit up on the seat. The second is because of the hymen. Alrighty, I'm not kidding.
Anyway,
good book, good team book. I like that one.
Is it issue 1 or issue 2?
That was number 1. Black Manta number 1. Then we have Kiss. Okay, so Black Manta number 1. It should be good. It's okay. It's okay. There are 2 things. They bring up that he's after a rock. of some sorts. The rock has power, I guess, but they don't show the rock having power.
Mhm.
They just say so, and he's like, "Oh, this is mine, and I'm taking it." Her ha. Okay, why? I don't know. They don't tell us. So there's no motivation at all. Plus, there's one where he goes up to this girl and he's talking to her, and she just mouths right the hell off to him, and he's like, "Oh, well, I guess you're right." And I'm like, "Wait, where? I thought this was about black mana." Yeah, I'd be like, "Oh,
Black
okay,
Mana's cutting rocks? What?
Yeah, right here. She hits him. And then he lets her get away with it. And she talks him down. And he's like, "Okay, I guess you were right." And I'm like, "Bullshit. No."
That's completely out of character for Black Manta, because he would not go down like that.
He would be looking for a new assistant because he would be washing the blood off of his gloves of the old one. So that kind of ticked me off. And if you had reaching the ball breaker portion of the live stream, there you go. Let's see. Eloise says, "I knew I was bi when I was 5 or 4. Girls made me blush just as much as boys did." You know what? I had this call. I got this call one night. This is before Gail was moving in. Or moving back, I should say. It was from a friend. She's in Thailand. And I hear my Skype go off. Doo, boo, boo. You know that thing it does. Doo, boo, boo. Walk, waka, doo, boo, boo. Walk, waka. And I wake up and I'm like, "What the hell?" So I turn it on. Here's this Thai girl I know. And she is crying her eyes out. And I go, "Fern, what's wrong?" Her name's like Shauna Porn, but she calls herself Fern. And I go, "Fern, what's wrong?" She goes, "I don't want to be a lesbian." I'm like, "Then don't be a lesbian." Wait, what? And yeah, so I don't know why people come out to me. But yeah, it turns out she's like, "I like this girl and I don't want to be a lesbian." I thought that was
well, you don't have to say that you only like one thing. You can like both.
okay.
I mean,
Whatever.
there's such a thing as bisexual, where you can swing both ways.
Yeah, and then again, there's also something as lesbian. I picked this up because I for some reason, I am a sucker for comic books that star musicians as comic book characters. Like, give me a good the Alice Cooper, The Last Temptation of Alice Cooper, or any of that. Kiss comics are awesome to me. These stories are really good, by the way.
Nice.
In this one, though, and by that I mean they are cheesy as hell because it's Kiss. Yeah, in this case, they are hired by an alien prince to play his birthday, so they're actually flown on a spaceship to a different planet. How can you not think and hear that and go, "Wow, I need that"?
I'm waiting for the Netflix adaptation right now. Like, make it happen, Netflix.
It was so okay. So I finally read the last issue of Eve. Eve is one of those books where I picked up and I thought I was going to tear into it, and it was like, "Holy crap, that's good! This is a good book." It's issue number 5 that has the problem. Say again.
Who's the publisher for Eve?
Boom.
Okay.
It's Vic LaValle. And issue 1 through 4 is so freaking tightly written and so well done. I was jazzed for issue 5. And then in issue 5, they jam about 3 issues worth of ending into one issue. Like, all the stuff they said, it was like, "Okay, we got you here. So this happened, this happened, this happened, this happened. Thank you for reading. Bye-bye." And I was like, any one of these things you just mentioned is a whole issue unto itself. Why are you ending it so soon and so abruptly? It didn't stick the landing. It's a great journey with a poor ending, I think. And I tried this one as well. It's called The Me You Love in the Dark. And it's about a girl who finds out she's in a haunted house. Big problem. Most of this book, and well, hold on. Let me show you. And you guys know me. You guys know stuff I talk about as far as what's bad in a comic. So, guys, let's read together Me I Love in the Dark. And you can see for yourself and see if you could tell me what the problem is. Okay. Okay. All right. And so far so good, right? Have you noticed the problem yet?
There's no words.
Very little words.
Yeah.
This entire book,
Very little dialogue.
this entire book, in all honesty, is maybe 6 pages, 7 pages long.
Nice.
This is the middle of the book. So I was like, oh, well, I hope there's more story. Thankfully, the second issue gets better. When I read the first issue, I was like, yeah, they're really chintzing here. They could have, they could have expanded the story, done a little world building, told us a little bit more about who she was before she got to the house, did something. Yeah, but the thing is I was on board at the end. The last couple of pages, I'm going to give it one more issue, and so far so good on that second issue.
I actually got quite a few books.
Oh, this ain't about you.
Oh, ain't about me?
I'm just down.
I know.
I was saying, you thought you were gonna get to show off your books?
I know, right?
No.
At least mine are
right?
focused. No. No, actually, I actually went back and I picked up that book. I got the better cover though.
Oh, The Becoming?
Yeah.
How was it?
I like it, but he doesn't like it because a certain small little thing that ruined it for him, and that's fair. I don't. He doesn't have to like it for me to enjoy it.
That's true.
That is true.
Batman 89. Oh, you got that too?
Yeah, I got that. Wally West, boy.
Yeah, I stopped Batman. I'm done with Batman. Well, I'll read it, but I ain't buying it.
Batman 89?
No, no, I'm not getting Batman 89.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It just wasn't good enough. It wasn't a good title.
This was free.
They ran out. I wanted it. They ran out. So I got
I'll send it to you.
Which one is that? Is that a free comic book day?
Yeah, it was for Batman Day.
Nightmares. That's fun.
Okay.
It's Clayface. It's got.
My stuff didn't have those.
I felt like I was reading the animated adventures again.
Okay, right on.
Black Widow.
I got that same one. I got the same. This is the best cover of this series so far. Freaking love. Actually, second best. I take that back. Second best cover.
Yep. Look at this cover.
Which one?
Oh yeah, I got that.
For Catwoman. That is.
Ooh.
That is. I'm actually. You got to put Catwoman on your list just for the variant covers alone.
The variant covers are just
real.
Yeah.
Ram V's been pretty good though.
I decided to jump on and give this a try. My shop had one number one.
Good. That is good.
I didn't care for the end of
the
first one, the second, and it started picking up a little bit.
Yeah, the guy told me, he's like, you should get 2 and 1. I was like, I'll just get 1, and now I'm gonna have to pick up number 2.
I would almost say if you didn't show that Black Widow, I would say you exclusively read comics that suck.
Yeah.
What the hell is Fight Girl, man?
Fight Girl's Frank Cho?
Fight Girl sucks.
Have you read it?
Yes, that's why I'm saying it sucks.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does.
It has mystery and all stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, Rhaegar. That's why we're saying just get these books for the covers alone on some, and then you got the Flash and
Tom Taylor. I'm sorry, this was better than the actual current Batman stuff by leagues. You get the two teaming up and basically Crime Alley fighting against the Magistrate.
Are they still doing? Oh yeah, this is part of the Fear State.
Yeah, but it actually was really good. They even had a moment. I was like, why? And then it was Batman like busting through walls. Why isn't that in like the actual thing?
They the one thing that I still say is they've kind of messed up Nightwing now.
Yeah, because he's a socialist now or something.
Oh, right? He's a dumbass socialist too. I'm gonna give all the money.
The only thing I don't like about this, he goes,
I got $1 billion, so I'm gonna do all these things. I said, yeah, you're broke tomorrow, man.
He's the Tony Stark that Daredevil was trying to get to buy Hell's Kitchen and then give it back to the poor people.
Well, Daredevil, there's a reason why I'm a freaking billionaire, because I don't do dumbass shit like that.
Right. I got that one.
Anybody
I haven't,
miss?
I haven't read this latest issue yet, but I do have it.
So,
I'm wanting to start up.
Okay. The new Titans miniseries. This was actually pretty fun.
yeah, I got that. I got it because it has Hawk and Dove in it.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I picked it up. I was like, I care less about when it goes to Titans, but I was like, I'll get it.
We got
Look, you read number 1. This is where you got to get to, Vank.
Oh, I
Number
got
3.
to that before we went live here. I was like, dude.
Oh, did you? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
It's fun.
get it
Oh,
because
I like that cover. That's
and
a
it,
cool
and it
cover.
has Hulk in here, and I guess it has the original Moon Boy and Double Dinosaur. Sorry, Moon Girl, you were not allowed in this book. And more cheesecake, but with actual story. This is it's on Universal. This is the vampire verse style they're doing.
Oh
This
yeah,
is-
I wanted to get that.
It's fun.
This-
I'm liking it
is-
so far.
This
and
is
this
the
one-
one that's gonna get me booed.
yeah. And
God, Bendis Justice League. But I love it because Phil Hester is doing the art, the
that's
interior
the last
art.
book, Walking Dead.
Oh,
Yeah, I always question. They're on 20 something right now, right?
This is 23.
25?
I
This
keep
is-
questioning. Do I
this-
want to get the Walking Dead because
This
they
is
are
the-
in color, and it looks like they're going to
Yeah.
reprint the whole thing.
They are doing the whole thing, and it has the backup stories plus the original cover. What even get this is a new cover. The original cover
They've
is
got
on the
backup
back.
stories.
Not backup stories, but they have like the back of the book
Mhm.
has him talking about creating the book.
Oh, okay.
Each issue. So you're getting it's like a director's cut, but
It's like a little retrospective kind of thing.
so yeah, this is from going
Like
to
a
the comic book
DVD
stores.
commentary. Oh, don't please.
Oh.
Let's not play that game.
And then I got this one. This
Well,
is the Chip Zdarsky miniseries. This
these-
has been a really good read.
This was that 5th issue I told you about that. they're
Ingleton,
messing
difference
up.
between my pile and your pile. I've read these.
Yeah, that's the. Well, the ones I showed you, I read. I still have to read Bunny Mask number 3, which
Yeah.
I'm looking for. However, Bunny Mask number 2, not as screwed up as the first issue, but still definitely worth the look. Anything Usagi Yojimbo is good, so I'm looking forward to issue number 2 here. I hadn't read that yet. This actually turned out to be pretty okay. Saint Mercy, talking about this girl who is supposed to be she is going to be sacrificed as a wife of a god, but it ends up being a demon instead. And
Ooh.
it tells her in 2 different timelines. Yeah, I saw that. Let's see what else is going on. This has, I love the way this has been going. Nice House on the Lake.
That's Ram V?
No, this is
Or-
James Tinian.
James Tinian.
Yeah,
Ramsey is going to be on.
still haven't read the Berserker.
He's going to be on a Marvel book. Is he? He's going to be with Ewing?
Yes.
The
Venom.
125.
Venom. That's what it is. Yeah.
That's yeah.
I haven't yet read issue number 33.
Indie Comic Jones. I've heard of Vinyl. I haven't got around the chance to reading it.
Look familiar?
Yeah.
I
Hey,
picked it up
nice.
just for the cover. Still haven't read Jeff Lemire's Maze book yet. Haven't read The Frontiersman yet. I am going to be doing a video for a self-published comic book called The Good, the Bad, and the Prehistoric.
Ooh.
And that might actually start off something new as I start reviewing these self-published comic books. Sometimes I get PDFs, and sometimes I just get the actual books. This is one that I got. It's autographed by the creators, and I was thinking, yeah, I could read them and do a little review, and maybe they could end up in the prize bin as well. But
I would
this
try
is
that Good, Bad, Prehistoric one. That one sounded interesting. Is that like a Western with dinosaurs?
a Western with dinosaurs, exactly.
Nice.
This is trade paperback size. You know, it's like prestige format.
Nice.
Yeah, it was
Very
pretty
cool.
good. It looks pretty good anyway, I should say.
Question though.
Yeah.
This does not look like a young Trinity, young Carrie Ann Moss.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. It does have.
That's one of the reasons I picked it up too. I was like, it's like, ooh,
Yep. I can
Thank-
see it.
RDV likey.
Mm-hmm. So, hey, more. There's more.
And then
More comics. Oh yeah, here we go.
I got a whole bunch of this. I got a whole bunch of these comics in today from a nice man in Florida.
All righty. Well, that nice man in Florida appreciates you buying them from the auction. Yeah. And if you guys have not been reading Last Ronin, oh, holy shit, what's wrong with you? Honestly, what's wrong with you, Zach? This
so many things. So many
book
things.
is awesome. This is. I am not even a huge Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fan, and that's awesome. I forgot I have to read this one too. Let's see what else. Oh yeah, this is a good miniseries. If you guys haven't read, it's from Aftershock. It's called Beyond the Breach, and it's done by Ed Brisson. So if you guys want to give something interesting a chance, this woman. She's driving down the road, gets into a car wreck, and ends up in a different dimension. And so she's trying to survive this particular dimension. She ends up with a wizard from another dimension, not the one that she's there. They've all kind of been kidnapped to this one area, and he's a wizard riding a giant turtle that's also not from the same place that wizard is. So
that's fun.
Got that primordial he was talking about.
Yep. I found a whole bunch. I almost got the whole entire run of this.
Oh, cool. Ooh. Have yet to check out Last Book You'll Ever Read, but it just sounded all right. It's by Colin Bunn. I told you I haven't read. So I'm not caught up on Noctera yet. I still have 5 and 6.
Fun.
Noctera's been picking up.
Fun. 4 was awesome. This is another one as well. There's a lady who can speak to the dead, and there's a guy in a coma that people are about to give up on, and he's trying to reach her, so he could communicate to the living that he's not dead yet.
Don't do it. Don't pull the plug. Don't do it.
You know what I never noticed? Mike Barron did A Hawk and Dove.
Oh.
So I got most of the miniseries.
If you like the movie, what was it with the high ground? What was it called?
High Fidelity?
No, it's the one. This book takes place in Texas, and it's about an older sheriff and all the weird and secret bad things that happen in his town, and Hell or High Water. It's a movie.
Oh, okay.
It's very much in that vein, so recommend that as well. But I've been getting a lot of independent comic books. Like, I haven't read this either yet. It's called Echo Lands, and yes, it's sideways.
Cool. I also got a bunch of these.
That's why I joke about the fact that I don't know if I'm having fun reading comics, but apparently I love buying them so I can put them on a shelf. Because I've got all these books that I have yet to read. Deadbox #1. I have no clue what it's about. It's a #1, so I picked it up.
Hey.
Something called Eat the Rich, issue #1. Once again, it's #1. It's by somebody named Sarah Gailey. I have no freaking clue. This looked interesting. I like the cover. It's called Last Flight Out. So I was like, okay. Usually I'm not big into Dark Horse, but let's give it a try. It's by Guggenheim. I love the museum.
Guggenheim.
Oh, you ready? You had your Boo issue, right? Oh, here's Almost American. Haven't read that yet. Also, and this is by Ron Mars. And I cannot reiterate Usagi Ojimbo. Any chance you guys can get? Joker. I've been enjoying that miniseries, but you ready to boo me? The way you did for your the way you did for your
way I did for my own Justice League, my guilty pleasure. Yeah.
Okay, my guilty pleasure. But here's the thing. I said that this guy can write the beginning of a story, but it always goes under after a while, and it sort of did right here. But I have been getting Batman Catwoman.
Yeah, I knew it.
And this was good.
Yeah.
This was legitimately good until issue 6.
You know what's great about it? The most I like? The art.
The art's good, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Fantastic art on there.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, I will drop this like a hot potato if it doesn't pick back up.
And then they'll sell it for twice as much.
Oh, hopefully. I don't know if
what's that?
Work,
oh, this is Tom King. Oh yeah, he's a great writer. This book is great. You should buy it.
I know I say Tom King, but you guys should get this book. This is Exception. Get it. It's on sale for $1 on the auction.
Yeah, but that's where I stand, man. I'm telling you. I've been buying more books than I've been reading here. It's and I'm always said, well, I gotta read them now for the reviews on the channel. This hasn't been read.
Oof.
I know, right?
The great thing is that you don't have to, you know, for the channel. I understand they want you to do new book reviews, but if you're just doing back issues 2 reviews too, well, you can do that as well.
I was thinking of doing the new books as shorts. I tried though; it didn't get a lot of views. I don't know. Let me get some comments here because that was a whole bunch of ignoring everybody. And I don't like that.
We have an audience here.
Yeah, we do. Why not? Hey, Tehillium, how's it going? That guy on Possessive looks like Matt Walsh. Moon Knight has been good, says Tehillium. New Titans have Starfire's daughter. Yes. Moon Knight is good. Is that Devil Dinosaur? I forget. Oh, that was the Spider-Man one.
Yeah, that was Crossroads. That actually has Spider-Man in the symbiote costume going against Nightmare. Is that his name from Marvel?
But was it Devil Dinosaur?
No, that was yes. It was Devil Dinosaur. Yes, on there. But I'll just say it's a fun book. Pick it up. It's Hulk and symbiote Spider-Man.
Okay. Indie Comics Jones saying he can't read the last Ronin because he's still on the first one. Rhaegar says he's reading through the next 47 Ronin.
Only the next 47.
Venom is $10 issue. Nope. Yeah. I've got the Aquaman 80th anniversary still sitting at the shop because it's a $10 book. Let's see. Any of you reading Campisi, The Mob and the Dragon? It's been great so far. I haven't. Yeah.
I haven't even heard of it.
Indie Comics Jones. Yeah, that Texas. That Texas blood. You could say No Country for Old Men. Yeah.
I was shocked you actually had it because I remember you and Breen were talking about it, and then nothing since then. Like it's a nothing burger.
Eat the rich. I thought we were trying to tax the rich. Well, after you get their money, what are you going to do with them?
You don't really want to eat the rich. They're probably really overcooked, and you just it's like
or fatty. They probably just have a lot of fat on them.
You really want to eat Dan Slott? He's rich.
And apparently, I'm looking 8-bit pixelated in YouTube.
Hey, it's okay. Zach and I just look tremendously better. You're like the one friend that's come with us where people pick up girls. Like you can be with that guy or you can be with us.
What is it they call like the Duff, the designated ugly friend?
Yes.
Which has been me, by the way. That's why I made that joke.
I will guarantee you, and I know at some point in time you guys are going to come down here to Disney. I will guarantee you that the 3 of us go try to talk to somebody, they'll end up talking to me. I'll freaking tell you.
This guy won't leave me alone.
I like Eric saying that I'm going to give Batwoman 12 issues, and after that, if it's not good, I'm dropping it. Yeah.
Wasn't there another comic book that had a key issue at issue 12?
I don't know.
Most of them end at issue 12 nowadays.
I thought America Chavez had a thing at issue 12.
Oh yeah. Well, it was so under ordered that it's rare. Issue number 12 of America Chavez. I only know one person that's actually got a hard copy of issue number 12.
Was it Eric Brain?
It is now, yeah. Yeah, my comic shop had one, so I found one for him and got it for him. So, yeah.
I don't. The one thing, another reason why I get collecting The Walking Dead right now, the deluxe, is not because it's a color and it's just why I want to own it. But Ash brought up a good point. What if he just continued it without telling anybody and just went on after the whole thing? Changed it. He continued on with Carl, the whole story. I know that you can give it an ending, but what if he just continued on or branched off from it? The Walking Dead deluxe, and then it has somebody else's story, or because that would be because with him, Kirkman being so famous, it'd be awesome to see him be just like, you know what, I'm bringing it back. You're like,
this is probably a great money maker for them because all they got to do is reprint it, but it would be awesome at a certain point to branch off. So instead of following Rick's group, we're now following Negan's.
Yes.
and we get to see how they got to that. That would be excellent. I love to see them do something
with all hot right now. The Walking Dead is the final season. You could tie it into something like that. He could even introduce the Reapers into the comic books. That'd be cool.
My mom
or bring Clementine.
Yeah.
Clementine into the comics would be cool.
Well,
once years back when I played baseball and softball on a switch hitter, and she didn't know, but came to watch that day and says, "Oh, he goes both ways."
Ooh. Oh,
yeah,
wow.
The parents are there to do that kind of thing to you. Oh, by the way, I'll tell you what, another review that I've been threatening to do. The second volume's coming out, and I will highly recommend Maniac of New York. This is Jason Takes Manhattan done right. I am not kidding. It's not 7 hours on a boat and 5 minutes in the city. This is what if Jason really did attack New York. It's a lot of fun. I should change that. Yeah, it's not great, but it is a lot of fun because it reads like a slasher movie. It really does.
Jason Takes Broadway.
Basically, yeah, there's a musical segment in here. Did you read that? Who said that?
That was Zach.
What's that?
Okay, I didn't know you knew there was a musical segment in here. He's sitting there, Fosse Fosse 1, Fosse Fosse 2, you know.
Cha-cha-cha-cha-cha.
Jazz fingers.
Just reading a book.
Hacky Rassel Chainsaw. Yeah.
Rhaegar, to answer your question, I do still want The Walking Dead. It's probably their best season they've had since the prison.
Oh, hell yeah. And well, since the prison, no.
The governor, I didn't care for Terminus, and I just...
Well, Terminus was only like an episode and a half.
That was a great season, though. I liked the season that had them getting to Terminus. I like the season that followed it. I was somebody who said a lot of people are going to be irritated with it because I knew that the Negan thing was going to go on for 2 seasons. I knew it was, and I told people, you got to understand, this is a long-ass story, and if they break down, basically it's one volume is 1 season, but it feels like 2 seasons because they have that split. So I said, this is going to be 2 years or 4 of those little half seasons they do worth of story with Negan. And oh no, but it's so great. I said, all right. Now I knew what we were getting. I thought it was great. I enjoyed the Negan stuff all the way.
Yeah, and I love what they're doing with Negan. Like, especially this episode's going to come out this Sunday when him and Maggie had to talk. They're sitting there, and what's going on? And
what happened? Two weeks of great freaking shows. The interaction between Maggie and Negan this week, and last week the scene in the house.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, great stuff. Let's see. Oh yeah, and I also got these reprints.
I still gotta watch Why the Last Man came out this morning.
I gotta get caught up on Stargirl. I'm 2 episodes behind.
You never get catch up.
I'm never gonna get caught up.
Sorry, Bible study group. I'm watching Stargirl.
Stargirl is awesome, Nading. It is one of the better shows.
Shade is awesome.
I'm enjoying it. I'm really enjoying it.
I like the way Shade looks scared when and Eclipso, he's out. What, he is? Like, children go home. I love that bit. Children go home.
I can't remember though. In the first season, they showed the JSA. Did they show the Mace, like Hawkman stuff?
I think they did.
Can you imagine if they bring in a teen version of Hawkman? You're reincarnated.
Yeah,
Cool.
I know a lot of people bailed after the Negan stuff, and I know a lot of people didn't like Glenn, and that kind of killed because everybody who's read the book knew Glenn was going to get it. He knew he was going to get his head crushed.
Yeah,
and a lot. Oh no, it doesn't. How? Read the comic, you would have seen it coming.
True. I was okay. I figured Glenn was going to get it. I was not thinking that they were going to do Abraham dirty like that too. Abraham was my favorite character.
Abraham actually dies in an earlier part of the book. Or
yeah. He dies in the book for sure, but I was hoping since he didn't at that time.
The doctor gets the arrow through the eye. That's Abraham's death.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
they're walking along and he just and then he falls. You need to get rid of Abraham in that case because
he was trying to be an alpha.
Well, yeah, Negan would not be able to control them if Abraham's around.
True, that is true.
He would be the one person that would not be broken. And if he's not broken, the rest of them aren't going to break.
And the only reason he killed them is because, like, well, at least the show is because of stupid Daryl. But in the comic books, it was,
he killed Glenn because he went through it. He goes, one, if he killed Rick would become a martyr and people would rise up.
Yeah.
And he like Michonne, he goes, if I kill you, everybody's going to talk about race, and I don't want that hassle. And he looks at the kid and he says the line in the TV show, "Wow, look at this future serial killer." He liked him right away, and then he just decided the one that he could get away with killing with nobody giving him about was Glenn. So he smashed Glenn's head in.
The thing of the show, because those of us who read the comic, watch a show with Glenn, there were so many times they teased us.
Mm-hmm.
So you knew it was going to happen, but you didn't know when, or if they're going to chicken out of it and say. Because there was a scene where it ended, a season where he's under the dumpster, and that's how the season ended.
Yeah, because
so everybody like, oh my gosh,
that was a bad way to go about it.
Yeah,
I don't think any other character would have been okay, but doing that with Glenn was a bad idea. They could have done it with like Michonne would have been a better idea than Glenn for under the dumpster.
Right.
Glenn was the pizza boy. He knew that no one was really care. It's like
or throw somebody in there who we liked, but once again wouldn't care that they were being torn apart. That way we just saw a death of it. So. Well, isn't it about race if he kills Glenn too? No. I've got a video here. It's one of my most popular where the SJWs at Berkeley, which is redundant. I gotta say it's Berkeley. They made all the white people, they couldn't walk on the bridge. They made them walk through the woods beside the bridge. And they included Asians in that. Asians are just white people.
Asians are white now.
Not anymore. Now, of course, back then they did it.
Now, with COVID and everything, But it kind of flip flops with the Asian population. I've noticed
they managed to get Asians, the most successful race in America, and the
hardest working, the most educated.
But it was funny though to have him be the pizza boy. I'm thinking this is Ninja Turtles again.
Right.
He's the pizza boy.
Yeah. All righty. Anywho, been about an hour and a half. Let's see. Not anything else because we're just kind of meandering at this point. We did the topic in the first half hour. I was all blurry for it.
We cropped out and edited, and
I'm a little bit better now, but there you go. So I want to do a list tomorrow, but Gail and I are off. I don't know. I can't say anything. Hopefully I will. I want to do a top 10 list, but I don't have a topic.
Where's that? I had a list earlier. I was just jotting down different ideas.
I've thought of top 10 elementals.
That is actually not bad. We'll come up with something. I'll come up if we do it. I'll come up with something easy. But Gail's going to be home, and she said let's hang out. But I know she can't do that all day long. She gets antsy, so we might movie it or something like that.
Top 10 crazy things characters have done out of a character.
Yeah. One thing I have learned is if the wife says, just do. Basically. Anyway, keep an eye out for that. I will tell her. I do have to get that on schedule again, though. Thursday, we're going to be doing a horror story. And Friday, we've got... who did we say we were going to do next week? We're going to start the horror. Yeah, we're going to start the Halloween characters.
Blade, wasn't it Blade?
It might be Blade. It might be Tomb of Dracula.
Yeah, because that was in it together.
Yeah, but we're going to kind of steer into Halloween coming up here. So we're going to be doing the spooky characters and all that kind of stuff. The monster characters.
Chocula.
Now we are copyright struck. Thank you for doing that tune. All right. So yeah, join us on Thursday. Join us on Friday at 9 o'clock on Thursday, 10 o'clock on Friday for that. 10 o'clock, we do these awesome high school style readings. Check out the videos for it. The last one we did was the Doom Patrol, where where Professor Pixel played the bad guy as if he was on the toilet throughout the entire thing. Yeah. But yeah, we give these really cheesy readings. It's a lot of fun. Join us if you've got a decent mic. We could always use an extra here or there.
Ronnie brought up that this was
actually a female here or there.
She thought it was Batwoman and Batgirl.
We're gonna steer into the villains and the bad guys and the monsters and the horror this year.
Let's see some Clayface.
So, yeah, it's gonna be that kind of stuff, just for fun. I think so. Hey, Matt. Yeah, you missed us talking about one more thing that's been killing comics, which is the comic book superheroes seem to be fighting morality rather than bad guys anymore.
And then the second part was legacy characters.
Legacy characters, and then we shared some comics that we're reading, some comics that we can recommend, and so
we can give you a top 5 Marvel books. Good right now.
We gave a top 5. There were 5 good Marvel books.
Almost 6 actually. Yeah, 5 or 6.
Yeah. Do you know what will never be good again? Anything that Dan Slott writes.
I would say anything that Spider-Man doesn't.
Yeah, we definitely have to set up an appointment. All righty, gang, but thank you for hanging out with us, and thank you for continuing the conversation. As always, thank you very, very much for watching. Don't forget to click like, share, subscribe, and if you want to help out the channel, Ko-Fi link is in the description below. Thank everybody who's already done that. To everyone, all of the true believers, thank you very, very much for watching.
Eat it, Joe's.